RCS community, welcome to the PUX vs Snutek in the upper finals. Today we have a very big game as whoever wins this game moves on to the grand finals. Gonna be facing a BO5. I'm here today with...
Am I supposed to fill in the blank? PuffoBob.
Go on, fill it in.
All right, yeah. Hey, my pleasure to be here first things off, and of course, I'm going to be joined with him, and like you said, it's going to be PUX, it's going to be Snutek, and of course, I think we have the maps ready. Do you think we should reveal the maps to these beautiful viewers to get them recognize what we're going to be watching, where the gladiators are going to be facing against each other? Do we have it ready? I hope we do.
I'm pretty sure we do. Let's show it to the viewers.
Yeah, there it is. Let's talk about the maps. Map number 1. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be a best of 3, seeing as there are 3 maps. Map number 1, we're going to be starting off with Lotus, followed by Corrode, the newest edition, which the entire competitive community and Valorant community, be it casual or not, have been absolutely enjoying. And if we get to the decider, if any of these teams don't decide to go for an absolute demolition, we get to reach Haven. Now, Hiim, let me know, what do you think about Lotus as we're starting off with it?
Oh, so Lotus, I actually think you have to take the space on it. You have to take advantage of the space, especially with the 3-site map. Okay, you have to get some initiators. You have to get some sentinels. You have to get them lurking, especially when you're in attack. You can't hit over rotates, as this will leave the space open. You need to keep that space, and hopefully we'll see that today on the Lotus.
Hopefully we will. Yes, indeed. And, followed up will be Corrode. Now, for Corrode, the mid-game is definitely going to be something everyone wants to keep in mind. Of course, splits as well. But I'm mostly interested in these lineups. Now, I like to ask this, Hiim. I'm sorry if I'm going to be putting you on the line, but if there's a specific agent you want to see that maybe is a bit off at times or wouldn't be necessarily considered to be picked today, who would you like to see?
On Corrode, I don't think it's very rare. But I'd love to see a chamber. If you can get a chamber holding on mid with the op, it's really crucial and beneficial towards defense. And I feel like chamber can play both sides of the half, attack, defense. They can do it all. It's really the agent that you want, especially with the trips on the lurk. I think Haven's a great addition. Sorry, Chamber's a great addition to this Corrode comp.
I mean, it's great to see that you're looking forward because the last map is going to be Haven, kind of similar to Lotus, that being the fact that they are both 3-sided maps. Now, they do work differently. We're going to have completely different lineups, but I'm looking to see how these teams are going to be switching from the side of Lotus onto Corrode. And in the meanwhile, again, I'm going to be interested. PUX and Snutek, this is going to be the match that will be deciding whoever tends to go to the grand finals. That will be streamed this Sunday, so keep that in mind. We have some matches in between. This is going to be one of them, and I'm excited. I mean, Lotus, when it comes down to Lotus, we're taking a look at a lot of smoking potential. We're looking at that controller lineup, but at the same time, the aggression on Lotus can really pick up once any type of attacker tends to get past rubble, into C in general, and overall, I mean, Lotus is just a great map to start us off with, and I think it's quite a staple of the map pool when it comes to the competitive scene, so both of these teams should be more than known to it.
100%. I'm looking forward to this first Lotus game, and I hope everyone else watching is too, as there's going to be some really good quality in this stream. And these teams, obviously, you've seen them play in the other playoffs. You've seen them in the groups. We know the quality that PUX and Snutek can bring. And I doubt that we'll see anything different today.
100%. Absolute doubt. And, well, everyone in chat, start rooting. We have PUX and Snutek right now on the line. You guys have to give them your cheers. You need to make sure that they're going to be hearing you because they're competing for the grand finals yet again. RCS, the entire league currently, the entire season has been leading up to it. And of course, we can start off or go to the midpoint of summer without some fantastic matches here. And we're excited as these teams are going to slowly get booted in. We're getting them in. Just give us a bit of patience. Yet again, right now, we're excited to see Lotus. I hope everyone is as well. Let's talk a bit more deep into Corrode because we've already kind of, you should say, puzzled apart the side of Lotus. For Corrode, on the other hand, again, new addition, still being tested a bit. I think there's a lot of, I would say, potential for certain characters to make headway. I think Viper's definitely one of them that could be a game changer there. But on Corrode, we talk about that midsection. You said the chamber would be decent. You think anyone else could fulfill that role?
The mids, I'm not quite sure. I mean, maybe maybe a fade, or
Yes.
I'm not sure. Viper,
Yes.
like you say, Viper lineups, just getting the orb one ways, it can really get the mid space easily for the attackers.
Oh yeah, 100%. And well, Corrode, we talked about it. Last one is Haven. We don't want to keep on yapping for too long, but as of the moment, we're just going to simply lead you through to the maps. I think Haven is also going to be one of those fantastic maps with... It's really interesting because it's a mix-up yet again. A lot of players do tend to go for that mid-push, but in general, it's not as nearly as important as when it comes down to Corrode. So for the side of Haven, I'm expecting similar plays as to Lotus. You have those longs, you have pushes, you don't have the same connections, but at the same time, in general, I think lineups can tend to be a bit more lenient towards the same way, besides Haven being a bit more sided with characters such as the Sova. So we're gonna have to see, but currently, I mean, what are we thinking about Haven?
Haven. Haven is a common map that we have seen previously in RCS this season. And we've seen many different plays. We've seen a lot of pushes, a lot of staying safe, waiting defaults. But, you know, today, we'll just have to wait and see, really. But, you know, yeah, Haven's a very good map for testing stuff out. Because there's 3 sites. 3 sites, a lot to play for, a lot of space to take, and a lot of time to spend just testing plays out. I think a Yoru, an ISO, these kind of players mixed with the Sova, they could be really, really valuable on Haven. Especially, I've seen this before. If on a retake, if you get a Yoru ult onto CA, whatever, Sova ult on the body, it's a free round, I'd say. And you know, if we can see that, or anything like that, some crazy retakes, I think that will really make this game really interesting to watch.
100%. Now, I will ask to the side of production, is it possible to take a short little break here, just so we don't end up over stimming our lovely viewers? Yes, it is a possibility. So now, we're just going to cut it to a short break. Stay tuned, it's going to be a minute or two, but just not to keep you bored, grab yourself a snack, you have the time to do so, as we'll be right back. Ooh. All right. Let's
I'm glad to be
bring it back. We said it was going to be short break. A short break it is, and just like that, well, we're going to be slowly tuning it. So just to make sure that this is going to be a smooth and steady match. Again, for anyone that was not here before, it's going to be PUX, it's going to be Snutek. Lotus map number 1, we're going to be entering it, and of course, this being a bit more attacker-sided, we have to keep in mind that, of course, both of these teams want to make sure that they get their own respective points when it comes to their first and second half. And yeah, again, I don't think we want to see a complete sweep here, do we now?
No, we don't want to see a complete sweep. We want to see all 3 maps played out. We want to see some good even play. I think one map, 13-6, one map 13-10. But other side, we want to see some good plays on one map. We can see that one team has done their strats, done their scrims, tested out what they need to be doing. And we want to see this quality on both maps from both teams.
Absolutely. And, well, right now, of course, both teams, I would also assume that they want to win their own map picks. That is something they should be looking forward to. Because, again, if PUX ends up winning Snutek's map and then they end up on their own, it's going to be a bit of a conundrum coming in, of course, because I imagine all these maps are picked a bit more towards favorite choices, a bit more towards what you find comfortable. And at the end, for Lotus, I don't think it's going to be a thing of where both of these teams don't know it. I think it's more of a thing that maybe PUX is a bit more comfortable on it. Maybe PUX are a bit better on Corrode. That's why we even have this best of 3 right now. And these are also going to be kind of lifelines. Of course, either of these teams can lose the first map, but that doesn't mean it's going to be over, because going on to the second, that's where it truly starts to matter a bit more, because, in a best of 3 gets to series points quite quickly. As for the grand final, which is going to be yet again this weekend, a best of 5 awaits us.
Yep. And I think we're almost ready to go on to our first map, picked by PUX of Lotus, where PUX will start on attack.
Yeah. So what we're going to be talking about at Lotus, I wouldn't be too surprised to see double controllers. I'm going to be completely honest. Viper, Clove, Omen, you can name him. Even hell, let's go with Brimstone. Daddy Brimstone can work on this map as well, if we so please to see him, because smokes on this map are absolutely phenomenal. Now, for the side of duelists, personally, I'm not going to be seeing much. At least personally, I don't think Jett is going to get picked. Personally, I think it's a comfort pick for Jett, but as Jett and Reyna are a bit more selfish characters, I hope to see a bit more Yoru action, maybe even possibly Raze. Neon is to be anticipated as well. Any player that is good on Neon can absolutely dominate.
I think the Neon's very useful on Lotus. The fast pushes, especially with some team util from a breach, a fade. Any stun, any aftershock, it would be useful. Get a Neon in, get the wall out. You see these plays, especially in this rank, and it's really what you need to have with the Neon. So here we will have the map picks in just now. It's agents, and we can see.
There we go. Taking a look at PUX, they're going to be bringing in the Harbor as well. The Viper, not too much of a surprise. Of course, Cypher might be a bit of a staple as well. Yoru on the duelist, and Fade is honestly a good combination, especially on a map like Lotus. For Snutek, of course, like I said, Fade and, of course, Cypher are definitely the go-to characters when it comes down to it. The Omen is probably one of the best, if not the best, and most flex-ish controller when it comes down to it. And the Raze, I'm surprised the Breach is going to be here in all honesty, but I'm happy to see him. I think he's been underplayed for a bit now.
100%. I mean, personally, I haven't seen this Harbor in this comp yet, especially playing the double controller with Viper, which could actually turn out to be the great pick. But yeah, like you say, a Breach, a Fade on the same team. It's a lot of initiative too, but that could be turning out for a good reason.
Could shall be. Maybe they're hiding a bit of a trick up their sleeve with that Harbor as well. Definitely has the potential. Again, I'd call the agent a bit more situational. But if played correctly, if the team chemistry is there to back him up, at that point, most agents tend to work at its finest. Now, taking a look at the lineup that Snutek have to offer, I'm going to be interested to seeing, again, how the Breach is going to be working out, but slowly but surely, we're going to be heading right now into the buy phase of map number 1, round number 1, Lotus underway in any moment. And of course, with pistols underway. We can expect all, and of course, action-packed as well.
I mean, it's really what we like to see. And here we are, starting with an A push from PUX. We do also see Snutek gambling on B. No one on A, no one on C. Looking at more pro and aggressive here. This aftershock comes out, managing to get one, traded off, and Linny is able to get two. PUX realizes that A's open here, and quickly rotate to A, onto a free side, Prowler coming out.
Looking to initiate. In the meanwhile, a bit of tap on action, and Dark for the support, while PUX found themselves at a bit of a tight corner. Shots coming out, and Horror really going to be delivering some factors on. The meanwhile, with the help of Snutek, the entirety of PUX have been eliminated. The first round pistols will be heading to the side of the defenders, and just like that, an easy plant and an easy defuse.
I mean, that's a great retake from SNT there. We've really just seen pure quality with all the util, the raise grenades, and some great kills with teamwork. Coming into the second round, gonna get a little force up from Snutek with actually not as much as you would think. Only a bit of util and some guns here, but it's not really the full Bulldog buy, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing what Snutek are going to be pulling, especially with the Outlaw. It definitely can be very dangerous when it comes down to these early, and him holding C-Long is going to be up to no surprise. While PUX, they're going and running and gunning with pistols again. What do you really have to do to offer up against when Blank is on your counter side? As goes Win with one, the second as well. Chambers are hitting every single one. In the meanwhile, though, trying to counteract it, PUX can't find the trade, and are left with 2 players down.
I mean, what a kill from Blank there. Really just getting the shot on Viz just perfectly executed.
There.
And really what you like to see. Let's see if we can get any more.
3v5, it's a bit difficult. As of the moment, look at PUX. They're completely stalled out in the moment. Necessarily can't find the opening, so they're simply going to wait and play a game of patience. As Snutek, they don't seem to fall for the bait just yet.
No, you can see Linyi just holding all of that A space with the rubble space, but no. Blank gets another one. Rickson on Diver, and Acer able to get the trade.
30 seconds.
Last one standing,
Blank.
PUX. Can we go up against it?
Okay.
Nope,
Who's got this?
absolutely not.
There.
All right.
Just nothing stopping Blank right now. Already
Absolutely
on 4.
nothing.
Oh.
4 kills. Gonna be decent for the first 2 rounds yet again, but this will be allowing the bonus for PUX. Although Snutek, I don't think they're gonna be rather looking towards risking their cash a bit too much. Gonna be safe keeping the Outlaw on Blank. Again, the Bulldog, we get to witness it from Laney. And in the meanwhile, Snutek might be outgunned this time around, as this is the only chance that PUX might have for a bit to come back.
I mean, yeah, we can see the overbuy from PUX, but it might turn out that is definitely going to work. But you never know. Snutek could turn out to have something in the bag, but starting off that kill from Docker, we're not 100% sure, as the Outlaw has already been given up.
Go for the peek here. Horror is going to be taught that actions have consequences. As 2 traded for 1, but matters not, as Snutek are there to finish the job, although leaving themselves a bit too close on the range between the player count. As now it's all down to the Viper in a 1 against 2 scenario. Does get the spike in hand, but in the meanwhile, which site will we rotate to? That's the major question.
Yeah, looking at ASO in a 1v2 here. Rickson and Zipex both on full HP. While ASO also 150 with the Vandal. Looking to creep onto C site here. Doesn't know where the enemies are, but will be careful in clearing the corners.
30 seconds left.
Both of Snutek and CT watching each other's backs. And ASO looking to plant the spike here.
Oxen's low. Approaching danger. Finds the first headshot. turns his back to his enemy, and I don't think that's going to be mattering much to Rixmal, who now needs to hurry to deny the plant. Now he's going to be coming through, trying to isolate. So they do. Cypher now the last one to be standing, and it's either going to be clutch or death. With the time starting to tick, Hat is revealed, the Hat is there, but simply can't execute. As now Asa falls, and Rixon, with more than enough time remaining, getting the defuse.
Pretty good round from Rixon there, just being able to pick Viz or ISO off. Just ISO almost getting the kill there, but just didn't have it in it. Very close round.
Round 4. Now we're going to be seeing yet again PUX are going to be down to their bottom dollar. They can't necessarily risk too much. I am going to be appreciating the Stinger attempts and maybe the Bulldog here from ISO, but possibly going with another pistol could be the opportunity. They do seem to be going for a bit of a half buy, and with the side of Snutek, they're looking comfortable, and you know it's a bad time when Blank is on Judge.
Blank on Judge, we've seen him on different out of meta guns, like the Outlaw, but we can always see it happening and being really valuable, as we're about to see on Docker. Will he peek? Nobody sees him, but no, Docker gets 2! The Sheriff proving to be the better gun in that situation. Great kills from Docker there.
Trying to get the entry. Prowler, they're going to be revealing the location of Zipe.
Who's next?
Into the presence. PUX, I think, are going to be going for an easy rotate, so they do. Dimensional Drift is going to be on their way, and like it, the Yoru Diver truly diving, getting himself an easy clear. Information in the meanwhile, and also looking to get back to his team. Does so successfully. Let's talk about Daka, who's been going in band for band with taps like nothing we've ever seen before. Snutek have nothing to show for it, as this Sheriff has shut down 3 players already, and it only took that much for Lini to shoot back.
I mean, Docker with the Sheriff here. Already got 3. Great job from Lini, just being able to pick him off through the wall. And now, the 4v1, not being able to get a kill. Great round from PUX there to get their first round on the board. That's a great round to hold, especially on their light buy.
Gonna be solid there. Coming out. Call it a half thrifty or not, but in the end, Snutek are going to be under some trouble because they're going to be losing this one. A possible second could follow up by the side of PUX, who are now looking to stack, maybe get the snowball rolling. And in the meanwhile, let's take a look at their guns. They've managed to really back up their own economy. Players like Asso as well, still not being an inch away from broke.
That goes there.
Asso really got a really good econ. But, you know, we can just see that SNT really getting to the last bit of money spent here, as Zipe 0 money right now, but maybe he can get a few kills, get some more money in the bank, just to make sure that he's enough for next round. And as we can see, PUX looking to creep forward on C, taking the space on A as required.
Blank, ready for action. The split's still going to be a bit lenient towards that 3-2. Unsure, C or A, that's the 2 choices, and Blank is going to be putting one to the grave. As the first to fall in unfortunate turn of events, as Snutek will deliver the first blood. In the meanwhile, maybe trying to intercept the smoke, the cage there. Nicely allowing the passage. Harbor for the support as well, and completely overwhelming Blank, but simply pulling out the classic. Even a bit of cluster, the rocket is there to put some action in, and finds one. That's Diver off the board, the second as well. Snutek are losing player after player, and so they return it. Although a 2-for-1 deal is certainly not the best.
Where are you?
I mean, that ult, can we talk about that? The Docker just hiding behind rubble while Blank does not know about him. Docker, great peek after the ult was
Spike planted.
initiated. Managed to get a kill, but was instantly traded out.
Trying to pile on in. That's a 1-for-1 deal, but in the end, it's still going to be the side of PUX in a bit of a minus. They're looking to shut down Snutek's attempt at snowballing it themselves, but Daka puts another one 6 foot under, as now equalizing the man count. Lini not going to be standing much for it. The defuse coming about. Time is ticking, trying to get those wall bangs, not with much succession. Halfway through and finishes the job. Snutek now 3 rounds about the side of PUX, and for the attacking side, this is looking just not the best.
I mean, yeah, it's a great job from Linny there, saving the up, but also saving his teammate from dying off the wall bangs that Viz was trying to get just at the end there. Unfortunate for Viz, unfortunate for PUX, but fortunate for SNT. The timeout comes out now. I'm not sure which side for, but I'm sure it's for PUX.
I imagine it would be. PUX here are going to be a bit down, not looking the greatest. Yet again, it's lovely to see tactical timeouts from the sound of PUX. We do get the confirmation, and at the same time, you know, they really want to talk about it. Because once Snutek get it rolling, the ball is going to be hard to stop. And we've already seen it. I mean, 4 rounds currently going quite dominant, and a lot of them also coming down to these close situations where PUX can't necessarily find that little edge over the tip. It's difficult, but they still have time to change. And oh, oh god, that is terrifying.
What a beautiful sight.
We love Cypher. We love Cypher. Besides when he's bald. After using neural theft, it is terrifying to see him without that hat.
That hat has to stay on. We cannot see him without the hat. So yeah,
100%.
looking like it's gonna be a PUX save kind of half buy here, making sure they have enough money for next round. Meanwhile, Snutek on the full buy, while they have a lot more money.
Yeah. Another big here from the sound of PUX. They're going in quite heavy with this gamble, and they want to make sure it's not going to be going completely to waste. Snutek, on the other hand, still holding it tight and even reading well that it's going to be a bit more pivoting towards the C side.
Seaside coming out here with the PUX push. Meanwhile, we have Blank holding on A, making sure ASO cannot get any space on this. Blank again with the operator. Last time we've seen this, we've been able to see that the first blood does go to Blank. But will it be any different this time? Blank manages to retreat back into A-Link, holding an angle still. The Prowler comes out, doesn't find Blank. Do they know? No, they don't. And Blank's able to get ASO while retreating. Diver on Zig, on Breach. Nixon trading it out. Linny also getting the nade. And another kill with the Sheriff. What a round from SNT. Another really dominant round from Snutek there. Just able to find the 5th kill. Really great play. What a nade from Blank here. With the util to stun him and slow him down.
100% there. Blank being an outstanding player, and let's take a look at it. Already going 9-3. Liddy with 8 kills as well. Now, I don't necessarily want to point out that Snutek are fully relying on those 2 players, as in the end, it is a bit of a team effort. Of course, without the help of the Fade and Breach alike, it would be a bit more difficult to execute those kills. But in the end, you want to get them popping as well. A bit of shots as well dropping. Bodies not just yet, but soon to come at any moment, as Tree is definitely going to be the main point of entry. The Euro fake not going to be falling for it. Blank is simply not to be underestimated. But speaking of the devil, Diver comes in for a sweep, and just like that, Snutek have yet again turned it all around. 4-3 for themselves, and even stall out PUX's full intent.
What a great kill from Blank there. Just seeing with the op in many of these rounds, really crucial player to hold the op. As we can see, he usually gets at least 1 kill per round when he's holding the operator. And now, Spike left on A main. Rickson looking to hold this Spike, but I don't know if he knows that the Spike's right on his corner. He sees Reaper with the Fade reveal, the Haunt there comes out, and is able to get the kill down.
I have the spike.
PUX have more than a clue, and I think they're looking to possibly rotate it towards B side. It would be
left.
the Wires are moved, but oh, look at Horror taking another shot. Vice does deliver one for another, trying to get the Sheriff, and not just trying, but executing at the same time. Vandal picked up, still hopping to the meanwhile. Do we get the kill? How does it not come through? The Breach whiffing shots. It's definitely not going to be unprecedented, but at the same time, these are not the type of rounds we should be going for. The stun is there. A single tap in the head could deliver the final blow. Where's this looking for the final victim, but the Breach is playing like the food they are. Snutek right now coming around the corner. Is it a fake or not? Pros don't fake. PUX are simply sticking down to business. And in a 1v1 right now, it's full HP. It's down to this corner. They're trying to ring around the Daisy. Oh, comes for the final in Wiz Falls. Snutek with another round. That's going to be 6-1 and already certifying themselves a draw in the first half.
I mean, you really wanted Zippes to get that kill there, as it was very unprofessional, like near the start, where Viz just with the knife out and Zippes couldn't get the kill. But finally, after the spike had been planted, you already know that Zippes was able to get that kill, land that shot, and come out victorious.
Solid rounds. Snutek here are coming out heavy and dominant. Now, as much as that tactical timeout necessarily didn't come out to be the best of adaptative changes, at least we're not seeing them at the current moment. PUX really need to start pulling their own weights. Currently, they're at certain early points of entry, we do see a lot of exchanges, but Snutek always come out on top, which has been a bit of a down-bringing factor. And Blank getting away with his life in moments such as these is something we need to change apart. The spike is yet down on the ground. A bit of head taps delivered between the two. Gotta have that balancing out. Although currently, PUX, this is a good path to begin with.
We've seen this dominant play in the only round that they won. And we've seen it from SNT in many other rounds. But now it's working for PUX. Rickson trading out. Diver getting one, but not going to get another one. Zipex holding down B site while we have Rickson and Linny both on C, while PUX head over towards their site.
Good split from Snutek. If PUX do decide to go B, they're going to have another thing to worry about. But currently, it should be more than obvious. The rotation from Linny, Zifix should be in a moment. The Cypher currently, Rickson's going to have to hold it down on their own. Gets a head tap, a bit of a dink, but Daka there simply to stop and stall. Harbor fantastic blockage. This is where the certain agent can really bring about changes of games. Although, barely stepping onto site, low HP finds one. The second head tap also from the side of Linny. Only 3 bullets in the chamber. That's what we need. Delivering deaths left, right, and center is now 15 seconds remaining for the final. Viz yet again in a clutch situation. We've seen it before. Spots the cape of one, deals a minor amount of damage, but it's a slap on the wrist. Not enough, not fatal. And going for the plant as a final resort, sticking it down. The breach is way too early to be initiated or fought against. Time is running out. Liddy there with a final coup de grace. And Snutek have won their first half.
I'll do my job, you do yours.
Wow. Linny holding down that site there, really getting those 2 kills with low ammo. That was a really great play that we've seen there. Just tapping down on a creeper and managing to find the second pick. Viz, in 2 clutch situations, 2 rounds in a row, not been able to find one, but I'm sure this is just the warm-up. And we've seen not all of what Viz has to show.
Hoping that stands for the entirety of PUX. If this continues, Snutek are going to be playing with our food. Comes out another blast. Showstopper won't be stopping anyone, for a matter of fact, as PUX keep on pushing. Diver going to find first blood. That's a good early initiation. But if we can't keep it up consistency-wise, I'm not too confident how this is going to go. Although, good beginning.
I mean, that showstopper there just wasn't really accurate, but still, the kill came down on his own teammate. Unfortunate for Blank, but it's just how it goes, I guess. Here comes a Prowler onto tree. Does Viz? No, he doesn't, but Linny does.
Whoa!
Really, again, the space there. And it's all up to Docker.
A team effort at its finest. Snutek pulled up together. And PUX stood no chance. Daka, we've seen those one-taps on them in the past. Or can we hold with it for yet another 30 right now against 4? It's definitely I would say impossible, but let's give them low chances here. Coming around the corner, we speak about it, and so they appear. Trying to jump take it out. Not going to find succession for the second. Look at the chain, maybe capture upon the spike, but recoil off of it. not necessarily, picks up the operator and gonna go for the safe game and
10
simply
seconds
stock
left.
it out on the side of the defensive corner, or rather even throw in the operator out of bounds and go back for the challenge. Gets one, gets the second. Daka, what? We have not seen a performance, even the last. There's not a single one who stands on this earth to stop Daka.
Try something.
Doka, why couldn't he do that in a round that really mattered? This one, pulling it out the bag when the round was already over. We just need to see those plays from all of PUX really securing the round. And it's just not the best timing to be hitting those shots. What great shots to be hitting, but really not when they need it.
Oh, Daka, the potential is there. We just need to find the final puzzle piece. Why? That's the main question. Like him suggested, why do we not see that in the early round? Why's that not the fight back that Snutek put up so very early on? There comes Blank yet again. We can already anticipate the raise, the hype and the call. And Asso one, Fist with a second. It seems like Snutek are crumbling like a cookie, but not over just yet because 3 still remain to stand in their way.
I mean, that's a great push. Great push from Snutek there. Just didn't find the value that they needed. It seemed like it would be like really good potential. But PUX came out on top. And now the Viper's pit comes out.
Spike planted.
Plant getting stuck and detonated.
Bounce back gonna be a bit more difficult. PUX have started pulling out the big guns. Like mentioned, Viper Spit. And look at Snutek. Gonna take him off one by one. Even the neural theft coming out for extra information. And Blank do we head into the deep waters trying to challenge each one of them. The Cypher surely thinks so. Rixon needs to check his lefts and rights before he crosses the road. Where Vish stands on the other side of the street to find PUX the second round.
I mean, that was a really great Viper's pit that came out there from ASO just to secure that round that they really need to be getting more of in this half now. The last 2 rounds, you would really hope that PUX can get these 2 rounds here. But considering that they're on a better econ advantage in this round, you would really think that they would be able to pull it off. However, if any Snutek players have a feeling that they want to be like Docker, get a few more sheriff kills,
That goes
then
there.
this could go either way.
Side of Snutek, they've been feeling confident. Black Hilhidi already starting us off. Finally a punish to be received. Although PUX are not sending out any other messages. Snutek are leaving them on red. Maybe they've lost one, but the exchange of 2 has been more than valuable, especially as the Harbor rocks the ultimate and could have been a round changer because only 2 more rounds remain in this first half.
Yeah, like Puffo says, 2 rounds with a lot of play come into play. I mean, we see Diver alone on C site with the spike, just looking to get into that site. But Zipex with Viz, with Horror, sorry, just holding this C site down, not gonna let anyone in. We'll see the Diver go in with the TP. Zipex able to find Diver. Horror holding them down.
Standing.
And Zipex another kill with the Sheriff. Zipex 3 with the Sheriff. And PUX have been put in their place. What a round with the low econ there from PUX. From Snutek, sorry.
Ooh. I mean, in the end, Snutek have been doing some damage. PUX, I've been loving the attempts, but they simply have not been enough. This is going to be the last round of the first half, and Snutek are doing due diligence to their attacking side without a doubt, seeing 9-3 being the worst case scenario. I'd call that already from Rax to Riches since the very beginning. Even though the rivalry isn't necessarily showing itself, it's going to be these shots that are the game changers, and I'm already keeping my eye out on Blank and the Op.
Blank and the Op we've seen in many rounds this half before. Really great pair. It's like you've seen a married couple just in this half, and they're a great pair together. And
Beautiful.
we'll see it come out again as he holds down this B site, looking to find a kill on Rixon. On Docker, sorry.
Couldn't have said it better, but oh, As I was about to mention that Blank and the Op are like Mario and Luigi, it seems we found our Bowser. Here comes Diver with a shutdown onto one of the major players from the side of Snutek. And can they rely on the Final Four? Absolutely. They have before. They'll do it again. But look at the seaside. Oh, I'm starting to feel bad for Rixon.
And that just has to be a commentator's curse there. As we talk about Blank, and he just instantly gets taken down. But great kills from Rixon here. Managed to get 3. Whoa!
Down. C. 30 seconds left.
Linny, look at the chase.
Dude, Rixon with the ace! Absolutely no way! We just got to witness it! For a moment, he looked like he was outnumbered. But you're fighting against the man, the myth, the legend. Do you truly have a face against it, PUX? Down double digits on the first half. And to go out with such salt being rubbed on your wound. Honestly, I think Lotus has already been decided.
Wow. I mean, Docker there just getting that last kill on Linny with the operator no-scoped as well. Just to make sure that Docker could get that ace on the board, get the first ace of the upper finals. And now we switch sides. Back to even playing field. Let's see if PUX can pull anything off in this half.
Let's see it. Pistol is back in action, and you know what that means. If Snutek are going to be winning this one, it's most likely that the second one follows up quickly. That's tradition. And look at the movement here from the side of Blank. Oh, the right click is just phenomenal. The glaze keeps on incoming, and so do Snutek. As one after another, the side of PUX will be falling like dominoes. It's absolutely rigged, it's chained, and it's dominance, although not without saying that PUX will always find a way to fight back. 2v3, is this a possible opportunity to see the pistol go their way still?
You'd really hope so, as PUX really needs some more rounds on the board here just to get this to more of an even playing field. We see that Docker with ASO coming upstairs here onto Zipex, seeing them both. The aftershock comes up,
One enemy
the fault line comes out. K-Horror getting Docker. ASO in a 1v3, not being able to get anyone. Horror getting the last kill with the ghost, a nice simple headshot. Great round in there.
Keep it nice. Keep it clean. Don't overcomplicate. And now PUX feel the need for speed. And stingers all across the board. Thankfully, Daka is going to be on the Sheriff. It wouldn't be Daka if the Sheriff wasn't in their hands. As for Snutek, Bulldogs ready to chomp on down. And even some of the players still looking to save up a bit of ka-ching going into the following round. As only 2 more rounds could remain if Snutek decide to play all their cards correctly. As for PUX, oh, the comeback needs to be legendary.
You'd really hope so. PUX coming back here could be absolutely insane. Looking like Fnatic versus Optic on Icebox. But, you know, it's just whether, like you say, if they play the cards right, anything can happen here.
Anything can happen right around tree line. Rixon approaching lonely, 2 in the backup, possibly followed with another. Snutek are taking as much ground as humanly possible and trying to spread themselves out thin. As for the side of, ooh, there it comes, Creeper, trying to get a bit cheeky. Does escape death, but I don't think that's standing for too long, as now they're getting it a bit more close and personal. Blank comes out with a spray, to be anticipated. A bit of a dink out on action. It's still one to be lost, and the T side is going to be starting to bring it all down as Linny there with one onto Diver. The plan's going down, and Snutek seems to be shattering the hopes, but Biz never seems to give up as 2 taps completely converted, but yet another Linny there. Gonna put it all to the grave. 2 tree, 1 back. What do we do, PUX?
I mean, PUX have just put themselves in a great situation
enemy
here.
remaining.
Holding down tree very nicely. Horror in their backs. Able to get both kills on PUX.
Match point.
Really crucial there. I feel like if ASO didn't get those... No, sorry. If K-Horror wasn't able to get those kills there, they could be in big trouble in tree. As you could see, that ASO was just creeping up on them. But luckily, Horror was there.
Match point of the first map. A bit quicker than expected, in all honesty, but Snutek right now have been showing a performance unlike any we've seen. Now, if PUX are playing a bit of a adjusting game, looking for Corot to be their place of shining bright, that's up for them to decide and time to do so as well. In the meanwhile, though, Snutek went round to the following, and it's going to be there as a claim. Plank going to be stopping in no track, nor wasting any time to get started, as Diver takes the fall also early.
Diver going down early could be a bit difficult for PUX to make any use of this round, which would end this game, as we know. We really need to see some great plays from PUX as a whole here. But like that on Rickson, that's really what we need to be seeing from the whole team in this round to keep this game going. Zipex managing to find one with the Aftershock. That's not what we want to see, especially on Docker, who we know is amazing with these eco guns.
Halfway through, 45 on clock.
One enemy
Clock now
remaining.
reversed, and the defensive side are down to tick. And last one to be standing. Asso coming right around the corner, and Kahor ready to put him down. The coup de grace not going to be surfaced just yet. Axel finds one with the Spectre, looking to continue to tradition, but the damage from body shots will not be able to outstand Liddy. As the first round, the first map, Lotus will be going to the side of Snutek. 13-2, dominant fashion as well. And even though they tried their best, PUX sadly were not able to prevail for more than only a duo of rounds.
It's a sad reality for PUX here. But you know, Corrode coming up next. It is Snutek's map pick on Corrode next. But I'm sure if PUX can pull it out on... No, sorry. If Snutek can pull it out on PUX's map pick, I'm sure the other way around could come out the same performance.
Yeah, 100%. We've seen it done many times. We could anticipate it a lot many more. But of course, until we're going to be getting to the next match up, we're going to let these players, we're going to let you, the viewers, rest for a moment. And of course, stay tuned, because maybe the next one is going to be the last. Maybe it won't. That's up for these teams to decide, as we'll be right back. Give it a moment. I'm thinking we're live. I'm hoping. But give it a moment. We're going to be going into map number 2. We just witnessed a bit of a loss, a bit of a breaking of hearts type of loss when it came down 13-2 to the side of Snutek, overtaking PUX. And, you know, it breaks my heart. Like we said, we don't want to see a sweep, do we now, Hiim?
We don't want to see a sweep. We want to see this game get out to Haven. We want to see great performance from PUX on this Corrode. We kind of have to hope that they've really done their scrims on Corrode, not disregarded it because they thought, you know, we don't like this map. We want to see nice plays and great teamwork on Corrode, especially from both teams though. Okay, ignoring that, looking about last game, we can see great performance from Blank, great performance from Docker, and I'm sure we can remember some great multi-kills from both of those players.
Yeah.
9
Speaking
first
about
kills
those
on Blank.
stats, I mean, you said it. Blank and Donka, they were phenomenal. I wish that more players could carry on the type of performance that Donka showed us, but in the end, we didn't end up getting to see it. Diver definitely pulled off at moments when needed, but of course, when needing to step up, certainly the side of PUX as in general could not perform at their finest, while Snutek, I mean, they were consistent, they were strong, they worked together, utility was also very consecutive, and in general, they were good on Lotus. Now, if they can bring that over to Corrode, I'm going to be positive they can win it, but I'm crossing my fingers to see Haven because, yet again, PUX deserves a second chance.
I agree with you. I think, you know, Corrode's quite a decent map for both teams. We're going to see some great teamwork here, and let's see what agent select. No, not yet. We're going to see.
I mean, we've talked about the stats, right? I think like getting in a bit more to them would be fantastic, like that detailed look. So you know what? Let's take a look at a bit more of these stacks. You know, we've talked about the 2 major players. Let's talk about the rest. We can see that it's kind of similar when it comes down from team to team, as when we have our top 2, 3, 4 players, while the bottom 2 definitely do end up going down a bit. And I don't want to point any fingers, but on camera, I am pointing my finger. It's going to be Creeper, who ended up going only with 2 kills throughout the entire match. And as much as I'm not one to necessarily say that frags mean everything, in the end, you have to keep in mind this is a shooter, and you have to help your team out, especially when it comes out to taking specific threats out of the competition.
Yeah, and we saw Creeper on that Harbor pick, a bit of a unique pick there, but we did see it benefit himself where he would get pushed and he'd just have that orb to stop any aggression, stop any fights, and just letting him get out. Unfortunately, he was not able to get any kills off those orbs, but it's okay. I mean, I'm sure PUX know why they had the Harbor on there, but I'm hoping that they'll be able to demonstrate why they can do it, and we will now see what they will be cooking up for their agents as we see the. Yes, in about 30 seconds, we'll see it.
Give it a moment. Give it a moment. I feel like the Harbor, if we can talk a bit more about it, I feel like the Harbor did certainly have moments of utilization because PUX, I mean, Creeper, you definitely moved moments and delayed certain deaths. You protected quite well, but in the end, it's just not being able to fully commit to it that ended up converting it. And well, we've been all excited about it, Hiim, you as well. Let's take a look and talk about the agents going on to Corrode.
Here we go again. The picks of, yeah, I mean, they're looking quite default on the PUX side. PUX picking Fade, which we've seen in other like main comps. Both teams have a Fade, showing that she's in the meta for this Corrode. Yoru coming out for both teams. I think these will show some great plays if they play off together.
100%. Again, that's why I've been loving Corrode. Even when looking at the recent match between Sentinel and G2, you still have a Fade on both of the teams, but again, a lot of teams really like to experiment what really works. The Viper is something that I picked up from G2, I do believe, unless I mix it up the two, but they really have the strengths here on Corrode, and specific agents can find certain strengths on certain parts of the map, Speaking of which, I think it's just about time we slowly get into round number 1 of map number 2 Corrode here. Will Snutek take it out of the best of 3, or will PUX bring us to the decider?
Well, there's all to play for here, especially for PUX. They need to get this map in their bag.
They need it. A bit of robbery, whatever you want to consider it. And at the very early stage, looking for a bit of damage. Rixon is going to be picking off 2 vital parts of the side of PUX. Not only Viz, who has been quite phenomenal in the past, but Diver as well. Those will be 2 of your main frags if we don't count Daka.
I mean, yeah, here we have Blank. He's getting the timing on Docker, speak of the devil. It's just not what you want to see. You've seen 3 crucial players drop early. And now it's all up to Creeper and Asu in the 2v5.
Oh, this is difficult. Again, normally people really want to be focusing
Last
towards
player
this
standing.
mid side, but it seems like PUX are going to be confronted down on B very heavily. And while Creeper going in for the Astra, this is going to be an interesting one. I haven't been seeing too much Astra personally, and neither will we too much longer as Blank, which the final one. These are no blank shots we're seeing. Snutek are simply bringing in business.
As you say, the shots from Blank there, the shots coming out from Rixon, 3k on the first round.
Now we win.
It's a really great sight to see, and I'm sure all of the Snutek team are really happy that they have Rixon there to clean up and get those kills which are really needed. The Ghost, a difficult aim to use for some, but clearly not for Rixon and Blank.
100%. Snutek here, starting it off with the first one. We can already take a look at the buys. It's going to be mimicking the same type of what we saw over on Lotus. Not much of a change, and don't fix what's not broken, although Blank going in with a risky, leaving them on 200. And with the Vandal as well, going to be quite deadly, especially being on the Yoru.
Vandal here, especially with Blank holding it. We've seen Blank with the rifles before in the last game. We know how crucial he is with these heavy guns. And I'm sure that we'll see some kills from Blank here as he sits in B main with no one else on his site. All of PUX pushing up into mid site here, taking down Docker and Creeper. Aso managing to trade him, but now Zipex alone in a 1v2 in mid, while Rixon goes for the flank and hoping to get Diver, but no, Diver is there to kill Rixon. And the Vandal goes down.
30 seconds
Blank,
left.
Eurodift by Diver. And it's all up to Horror and Zipex.
Yoru dipped
Do they know
indeed.
about Viz?
Do we know about him? I think Snutek don't have a single clue. But the way they're covering their backs, making sure their 6 is to be kept
10
aware
seconds
of,
left.
will definitely be
Spike
coming into
planted.
prioritization. Zipex there going to be shutting down Viz. And while though the lurk was definitely an A for effort, K-Horror and the Vipers still stand against him, bringing it down 2 against 2. Back turn to your enemy, not being able to execute it. One comes out, and K-Horror with the Bulldog for a second. The kill feed is looking red, and the count is still going up for Snutek, as they have now found 2 back-to-back. It's up to PUX now to stop it yet again.
I mean, yeah, it's very difficult to get that second round after you lose the first. And we've just seen the same there. That Vandal not actually having much value at all. Not for Blank at least. However, when the other teammate picked it up, they were able to get some value. And that's what we like to see. We like to see the big heavy guns being used second round to get some nice kills, chop them down, and just feed them out. Speaking about heavy guns, we see the Odin in top mid. Not going to get anyone immediately here, as SNT do not want to go mid.
No, they certainly not. It's interesting to see on how Corrode has been. But, seeing as PUX are now 1 map down already, I imagine the stress is starting to get down, having to shoulder that burden. SNT still have 5 players, but look at the aggression. They're looking to bring it all down. K-Horror on, on the interesting Marshall as well. Gonna love to see how it comes around. The Astra is something absolutely phenomenal, but let's talk about Blank for a moment. Later, or rather earlier on the Rays, now on the Yor, backs away from danger, and now we get to see yet again. Prowler gonna be a fantastic distraction, trying to swap out for the side of Daka, who does need to now help out as the rest of the PUX squad, at least 2, 3 of them, are all cornered completely.
I mean, yeah, this play from Linny here with the paranoia onto the site hold was such a good play. It just didn't turn out right for Blank. Now, you see Acer with the Odin still back site, trying to wallbang this site, as we know the walls on A site are made of paper. Anything can get through there. But the timing there from Viz, just being able to catch off onto Rickson, hopefully going to be able to finish that timing off. And now we see Rickson take some fights, getting one, Linny getting the other. Viz with the flank. Will he be able to tap it enough? Will Linny fall for the bait? He hears the camera, shoots instantly. And Linny goes for the swing and is able to get the kill on Viz, securing the 3rd round out for SNT. What a round.
Oh, call it speed or whatever Linny's being currently fed. That was velocity at its finest, coming in with the Formula 1 speed, swooping in with the final kill. Snutek yet again, they were at a bit of a wall. But the very next second, they were crushing it down. And with a double kill, they completely recycled the entire round, which was phenomenal work yet again. They're going to be booting down PUX to very low amounts of whatever they have to stall out in the piggy bank, seeing the Guardian Marshall at its finest. But, you know, it's not that that I'm worried about. It's Daka on the Sheriff yet again. So much potential. Snutek might be in a bit of a dangerous opposition, as in the meanwhile, we finally get to see a bit more of that towards mid-side. And Blank coming out with the first one. Unsurprisingly, a second one to follow up quickly by the side of Linny. Flank there, blind as well. K-Horror finds a 3rd. And just like that, Snutek have yet again sat PUX down.
I mean, yeah, these Sheriffs here, we really did expect more value from them, but now it's all in SNT's hands. We see K-Horror peeking Viz again, even with the same Vandal, just not being able to get the fight down. And Zipex just cleaning up, getting CreeperCon out of his game. 4-0 on the round differential here. Snutek really showing dominance performance in the first half. And here we go again with PUX calling another timeout like they did in the first half. Didn't prove out to be very useful on the first half. But now, hopefully, something's changed.
Hopefully something will change as well. Earlier, I mean, on Lotus, it was similar, but the one change was, firstly, PUX actually had a round under the belt. This time around, they don't. They're still looking with a donut right around it to circle it up and go into the timeout. Again, I'm loving the fact that they actually are taking timeouts. Normally in this scene or in this tier of competitive, teams don't even end up taking it. They're going in for practice. They're going in like it's a match of death match. PUX are trying to play strategically, adapt and overcome. And although the difference in teams from Snutek to themselves is a bit drastic, the fight back is still ongoing, and there have been rounds, multiple rounds and plays like it that have been just about as terrifying as this Yoro looks into your soul.
I mean, we just got to appreciate our observer there, just showing us the beauties that we cannot see when we're playing the Valorant. Big ups to the observer. Okay. Following this timeout here, we're going to see a more B-heavy hold from PUX, which they have read right, as all of Snutek follow towards B. This will be exciting, as we see a lot of you two with the Fade Powder and the Visor coming out now to deny any guns, and Blank able to get 2, with Linny TPing into heaven with the Shrouded Step. Creeper going to get caught out here. You would think he better check his corners right here, and it looks like he does, getting a good angle onto Linny, able to find the kill. Horror walking around this corner. And Docker knows, but doesn't get the kill. Creeper there to trade. Now we get Zipex on site, full HP, and able to take Viz down. Blank clearing up the round, killing Creeper, and it's 5-0 rounds.
5-0, just like that.
5-0.
Snutek. We've seen this before, even better from the previous. As for PUX, we see Diver for a moment was holding the Bucky in his left hand, trying to make the right decision, picked on back over to it, and as round 6 is about to initiate, Snutek shouldn't be having much issues, at least not according to the track record of rounds we've been currently witnessing, as it's been a landslide. As much as I do want to sugarcoat it and give PUX the benefit of the doubt, I don't think that's something we necessarily should be. We need to start pushing more of that coach on action, see what your mistakes are. Nightfall drops, Rickson will do so following as well, but not before Diver's out of the competition, as Daka finds 2. Same goes for the side of Linny, gonna be bringing down PUX's hopes in all matters. 4 against 2, Snutek right now are off to a streak and already in the post plant so early on, holding the final, gets one shot, teleports out of danger's way. Linny there to put the final nail in the coffin, and Snutek yet again with a draw certified in the first half, going 6 for 6.
Oro with that nice ult there with the Linny. Watch them run, cover everything. Both players back sight. PUX didn't know about Linny and was able to get 2 quick kills. That was some really good team play there.
Fantastic indeed. Not much flawless action from PUX. Again, some kills do tend to come out, but the refract potential, I'm simply not seeing it. What we are going to need to witness upon here is going to be the side of Snutek. Where are their mistakes going to be showing the most? That's my major concern. It seems like currently PUX have so many mistakes that Snutek can simply punish but can't be punished. And the vice versa was still awaiting it. Although mid has not been even touched by the likes of Snutek, as they're majorly going to be focusing their entire push right now onto way.
Managing to get one off Docker's ult here. Getting the final kill on Zipex. Blank going down with Horror this round in PUX's favour. Rickson on B. Now, Viz knows where he is. But can Viz take any advantage of knowing? I don't know if he knows that he's in CT. Maybe Rickson could get a kill here.
1 enemy remaining.
But Viz already on site, able to take on Linny. Now, Rickson alone,
30 seconds
getting Diver. Can he find a second? Or does he retreat to Viz? Rickson alone, and no, Docker takes him down, getting PUX their first round on the board. That's really what you would need to see.
There we go, PUX. Finally coming around, putting on their glasses and seeing a brighter future. Snutek have now been put 6 foot under for the first time out of the 7 rounds that have already occurred, and hoping that maybe that's going to be a better continuation. Taking a look at the lineups, we're seeing the Odin on ASO. A very nasty pick considered by many, especially when you're on the receiving side, and Snutek aren't going to be the largest fans of it, I imagine, but spray and pray because Corrode is the best place to do it on.
You know, we've seen this Odin come out in many pro matches before, and I think it's a great addition to this Corrode team. You know, as we know, A site, very easy to wallbang, and even some places on B, can you get a little advantage with Odin? Linny getting able to take down Diver could be a crucial pick, and Viz walking around this Viper's pit. Looks like he doesn't know, Blank does not know where Viz is. But ASO taking the value with the Odin. That's what we need to see.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh my. What is happening to PUX? They feel completely reincarnated. They've been stargazing and Snutek's stars have been stolen from their gaze. Oh, he's coming out with some pops as well. The entirety of PUX have been completely swapped around. It's like they passed the controller to the larger brother, rather keyboard and mouse in this situation. But nonetheless, it's the second round in a row. A bit of a delayed reaction from the tactical timeout, but nonetheless, Snutek are starting to actually show mistakes, and PUX are putting them down for it.
I mean, you've seen, just as we're talking about the Odin, it has come out and came in useful. We're looking to see it again this round. ASO really holding a lot of value with this Odin. And now we head on to an A push. Maybe an A push, maybe a bit slow. But let's see if Xyla gets caught out. No, he does not. Mid comes out here. Diver being able to get one.
Look at the Odin yet again. Aisho can't keep getting away with this. The Odin strikes for another. A false promise by K-Horror as the Fade diff, taking that from him, is going to be going 3-2 currently, or 3-4, my mistake. PUX have started yet again reclaiming this type of vantage point. Even though their Fade has faded away, it matters not, as their possibility of winning this round still remains. Wish not missing a possibility, finds K-Horror, makes up for their mistakes, and even then double downs on the account that currently Snutek have to offer.
I mean, yeah, that brilliant kills from PUX there. Just stopping any intel and pushes from SNT. And we can see that this really will help them get onto A site here. But Creeper's there to take down Xyla. Now it's all on Linny. Linny with the spike, going to A, but no, he turns around, looking to kill Viz. Does not get the kill as a great jump spot. Paranoia comes out, only gets Viz. Looks like Docker's unfazed, but Viz also there to get the kill and get Linny down. Now, 3 rounds on the board. What has happened?
What has happened indeed? PUX are a completely new player base here. Snutek, are we seeing a tactical timeout from Snutek? After that, 13-2, we're having a bit of a gamble on screen. Snutek ends up being the wheel decider. Oh, no, we're back to switching. We just need to make sure it's locked in. There we go. Snutek should be the ones taking a tactical timeout, and whatever missteps they've been taking, they've been used as stepping stones for PUX to get 3-way up. Already halfway to Snutek's score, 3 more to remain. They can get to a nice little half split, and I mean, this is unexpected.
It really is. I mean, we saw the dominant performance from Snutek just after 6 rounds in a row. You would have thought, you know, they've got the advantage, they've got the confidence, they know what they're doing. You wouldn't expect them to lose the next 3 rounds in a row. And maybe after this timeout, it could be more. I mean, the thing is, when did they... Yeah, so PUX took the timeout when it was 4-0. Okay? Yeah. They lost 2 rounds, and they were like, okay, let's start winning now. So maybe we can see a 5-7 here. Maybe we can see a 6-6. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe Snutek realize, okay, let's finish this up. 3-9 once again. Well, almost actually. 3-9 and this half, a bit different to last game. And looks like it's just a P10 right now. But all should be good soon.
All should be fine and dandy. And let's take a look at Snutek. As a technical pause is going to be incoming, some of the players have been really suffering heavily on their eco games, such as Rixon, K-Horror, and Xyla. All 3 of them are going to be put down, so if this next one is a loss, some of them might be drastically affected ongoing for the long run of this first half. While the only 3 rounds remain, that might be true. If all those are going to be equally, or rather PUX's way to go, yet again, Snutek, all of this progress that they've been building up on this attacking side might be dropped off quite heavily. The tempo has been fantastic, but PUX have really put their foot down.
I mean, yeah, we've seen PUX especially forcing out a timeout here, but here is where we see Blank just getting a good kill there. Linny clearing up this round, but then ever since this moment, it's just gone the other way. We've seen PUX switching this game on its head, and let's see if we can see that anymore in these next 3 rounds, sorry. We can just hope that PUX can pull something out their bag. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by watching. So let's find out soon within the next 3 rounds.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Exactly that.
To get very difficult, and what are we talking about? Taka there shuts down K-Horror very quickly. The barrier not going to be stopping Xyla though from returning the favor. And Snutek there might have lost. It was an exchange, definitely. I would want to keep the Fade in my lines of sight, and not having the annihilation from Daka, which was used prior, might be a better trade-off here from the side of PUX. And yet again, starting to look like they might be able to put a fight back against Snutek, but the split here from them is very, very vast.
Yeah, I mean, we can see that early pick from Docker just really crucial, but now also getting traded out by one of the Snutek's players.
30
And
seconds
now
left.
Rickson onto Asu, sorry. Now Asu with the Odin in his own spawn, expecting a push here, but he might not get what he hopes for. And instead might get overwhelmed.
Snutek didn't want to risk it, not being able to tap the heads. Rickson finds it for one. Diver though with this quickly exchange, and look at Blank going off the charts. As in the meanwhile, it might just be a little too late. Still managing to find some value, but currently it's ticking off the time. And the side of PUX, they're hiding in nicely. They're waiting because they know the name of the game here is going to be all but mental. It's all going to be patience. Finds one, that's Viz with the opening here. Going into these final few moments, Diver shuts him down, Blank as well. And just like that, Snutek have regained around, making sure that they're tipping over this first half, just at least for one being the bare minimum.
It's amazing to see Blank finish up these rounds, just get those last kills that he really needs. I mean, seeing him at the top of the leaderboard really demonstrates what he's done last game, and we can see why he deserved it. But also, Docker was the team MVP last game, but now he needs to step it up, otherwise Viz, his ex-Fade player, will take his place. I mean, the op coming out from Horror now. Op on both sides, actually. Diver and Horror both holding the op here. But also Aso sticking with his Odin, going back to his roots. And Diver showing it why he has the op. Could get a great timing here with a great TP. That is really what you need for your duelist player to have. That movement and positioning for your duelist. That's amazing. And we'd love to see that with Diver here.
Oh, the dynamic duos are spread all across the board, and yes, I'm looking the shot of Asho on the Odin yet again. Sinful act, if you ask me, but if they get away with it, it's fair game at the very end. Now starting to approach it, let's take a look at Snutek. Finally going to be stepping foot onto mid-side. Took only a momentum and a half, but round 11 is underway. They still have two to remain. The up here on K-Horror is unrelenting, as we've seen it being used by none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Diver. Can that performance be replicated on the Fade, or will it be just another fluke?
I mean, that's all we're waiting for, really. This operator on both sides really playing huge parts into the economy. But, you know, if you can afford one, then why not? And, you know, we know how powerful the operator is in this game. At an expensive price, it does come with its great benefits of being able to one-shot from anywhere. With the great body shot. That's all you need.
10 seconds left.
The spike comes down. All you need.
All you need. Spike, you mentioned it. It's going to be down to the ground, and let's see how PUX are going to be responding nicely, grouping up together. Now, we've seen how this tends to go against their way as a single swoop, a mowing of the lawn from Snutek's players, especially Limmy, who's definitely not to be underestimated. Could be changing the tides, trying to fake it out with the clone. Not going to be looking good, but Diver still going to be managing to find himself one, bringing it down to a man count of 2. The flash not stalling long enough, but it's the last one standing nonetheless. Snutek not able to handle all this pressure by PUX, as quantity over quality simply outstands.
I mean, yeah, great flash from Diver there. Is really, you thought, you know, maybe, just maybe Snutek would be able to get at least a few more kills than they really did, but it's not what happened. You know, he really just got overwhelmed by his Diver and a lot of other teammates there, and just got taken down. But, you know, now onto the last round, where Snutek try and force up as much as they can, but that's not very much, as we only have 2 rifles and the rest on low econ guns, my fault. Against the operator, except there's no Odin this time, which could turn out to be a bit different in the way that they play.
Steel Garden pops itself for a moment. Ults, this is your final resort here. Don't want to be losing the opportunity to go. And the Nightfall, speak of the devil. On the meanwhile, Shorty from Diver, gonna be definitely somewhat of a decisive strike working against the side of PUX. As two are lost quickly. Snutek are putting them all in the grave and going for another double peak. Blank gonna make it a bit unprecedented for Wiz to fight against. Complete disruption, 2 to remain. This is gonna be the final chance for PUX to cross those paths before the weight split. And ISO putting in good efforts as having that Odin be put to work. The Prowler coming again for information's sake, but you're smoked out, you have nowhere to go, randomly shooting, blindsided, and not much of a step forward. Going in, revealing your barrel, that's gonna be one for the count, and simply spraying and praying, you get the last, but Blank has the final laugh. Snutek here, 4 to 8, yet again looking strong, and I imagine that's gonna persist onto the second half, but PUX with the results a lot better than earlier.
I mean, yeah, personally, I have no idea where that Odin's come from, as that's not what I saw him using before. But, you know, it's worked out for him. He's got his 2 kills. Unfortunately, he couldn't get the round down, though. So, he did. My fault. No. But either way, the thing is, the Odin was very useful for ASO on that first half. But now, will K-Horror want to take his place? Will K-Horror, or anyone, want to think, okay, he was using the Odin, let me do it too. And now, we move on to the classics and the ghosts. I mean, this secondary rifles, secondary guns, it evens out the playing field. And it makes everything equal again.
Look at pistols can determine a lot, but the mental game from PUX might be a bit down, seeing the results from prior rounds, maps as well alike, and considering this is going to be the tickets to grand finals, PUX want to give it all they've got. Snutek might as well already secured their way onto it. With the 1 mid and 10, the mid push certainly does seem a bit more plausible, as PUX are actually looking to put it to the test.
Yeah, this mid pressure here from PUX really getting denied by Linny and Blank. Doesn't go their way. You can see the mid aggression hold from Snutek. It just shows the levels that this game comes at.
Early losses. PUX, will we be able to return the favor? Snutek have been laughing in our faces for the very long. And as it's already gotten dicey enough, let's take a bit of a rollage. 30 seconds on the count. And PUX being on the attacking side are slowly starting to lose ground. Going in for smokes yet again is going to be your best ideal, but walking through him is going to be a need of precaution. That's one, a second as well! And Snutek simply shutting PUX in a single moment with a snap of their fingers, leaving Wiz to be the final standing, surrounded by sharks, craving for blood. Snutek trying to hunt you down for the final. Are you the prey? Yes, you are, and Liddy takes the shot.
I mean, yeah, great hold from Blank and Linny there. Great shots from all of Snutek. Just holding them down, making sure they cannot get into mid-top. You know, the classic right click was really beneficial there. Just being able to take one down and getting trade by Linny. It's amazing. That team play is just what you need to see at this level, and especially in this game with this much value. And you know, it just shows you how much better and beneficial it is to have a teammate that you really have chemistry with. And this is what we're going to see here. As we hold A main with 2 players, we're going to see K-Horror hold this A main with Rickson as all 5 of PUX push out of A main here.
Get yourself a friend or a squad like Snutek. They'll be able to get you out of bronze, that's for sure. PUX, on the other hand, are struggling to get themselves past the barrier that Snutek is standing to be. And going through main. Lobby to be approached, currently sight right around the corner, but can we get past the barrier? That's the second as well. It keeps on chaining one after another, and an unfortunate turn of events as Snutek finally received a couple of victimizations. PUX are putting down 3. The quad as well going to be served by none other than K-Horror, and a horror factor as Viz yet again standing to be the last. Will it be pitting Mercy a lap for the slaughter? Spike is down right in front of you, but it's being guarded by 2 dogs, and they don't just bark, they have more than they're all bite.
Like you say, these 2 players on Snutek really just holding this angle, and Blank with the snipers again, just proving how well he is with these guns. let's have another look at these. Rickson and K-Horror. With this team play, just as we speak about it, it's amazing what they did together. One from Korra, one from Rickson, one from Horror. Just trays back to back, and then Viz with the flank. Great round from both sides there, but Snutek's able to close it out.
Phenomenal performance there. The 6th round deficit between the two teams is definitely going to be something outstanding, something that you can really be saturated by. Snutek currently still holding an overhand, and in the meanwhile, not going to be faked out by the clone just yet, but the Vice Trap, definitely something that comes into use quite well, and also gives the side of Snutek an easier time reading into the moves of PUX, as they might just be stepping into danger's way. A bit of a trap setup. Rickson doesn't take any shots, surprisingly, as he's the one being shot at. Daka finds one, although prior to it, we had 2, as well. Snutek bring it down to 3. PUX are being shut down in each step they make, and it's a step in the wrong direction, because when going up against K-Horror, it's absolutely shivering. Now Creeper Comp for the last finds himself a kill. That's going to be a good progression, but another step won't be taken because it's none other than Zipex putting you down.
That's a great hold from all of PUX there. You see that diver just being taken down, not in the right position. I mean, it's great what Blank's done here. Blank getting 2 with the clone, just taking them down, distracting them, diverting their attention away from the real danger.
11-4. We have to take a moment of silence to take that in, because not only are PUX right now on a bit of an eco, their guns definitely aren't something to look forward to, but at the same time, it's match point a step away. And let's take a look at Lady just spraying them all down. Not a single one to take them out besides Daka, but it's a bit too late, because PUX have already been eliminated, and Snutek are looking at match point, series point, both alike in a single round out of the following 8 that PUX need to make up for. A mistake to be spotted, and Snutek are going to be taking it away and reaching grand finals.
I mean, we just have to comment on this round. How fast did this round go past? 20 seconds, I believe. All it took for this round to be closed out by Snutek. 17, 18 seconds. All they need. Just mid-control and corrode is just definitely what you need. And, you know, Snutek have really demonstrated that with this game, and they'll do it again as we speak. Getting one. Blank clears. Aso, Diver, all getting dominated in mid, and Blank goes for some more kills.
Oh, PUX. This is gonna be breaking it. The final one, Snutek, make sure that it's over as quickly as it can be, not to drag it out any further. Going 4-13, the first one also Lotus 2-13, even stronger, but looking great. PUX definitely made up for it on the side of Corrode with definitely 2 times the count of rounds they were able to offer up on Lotus, but sadly it was not enough to get them over onto map number 3, and as we were hoping for it to be there, Snutek simply did not want to wait. They want to go on, they want to party, they want to, I don't know, go into a comp match and regret their decisions, whatever it may be. We have now ended this match, and sadly, it was a bit quicker than expected. I'll be quite frank and honest. And what do we think about it, Hiim?
I mean, it's a great performance from PUX in both games. It's really great players that they have, really great performances, and you can tell that they've been scrimming these maps a lot. They were ready for Corrode. I don't think many teams have scrimmed Corrode. Maybe I'm wrong, but obviously some people just know it more than others, and you know, there's just some things that some teams know, other teams don't, and they really take advantage of those exact things, such as mid control and like just holding those really tight angles, especially with multiple people. It just really shows what scrimming and what team play working together can really achieve for you.
Yeah, 100%. But let's take a look at the final scores, because, well, of course, there's always a winner, there's always a loser, and in the meanwhile, today we have declared the 2. One of them is going to be heading into the grand final, the other down a bit lower, and PUX, well, as much as I'd love to see him yet again, Snutek have proved to be better, so let's have a look at it. Let's see what we are going to be heading with.